guys, please tell me I'm not the only one who was watching that game, because my mind was, look, okay. There's so many things that I want to talk about. First, I'm going to start off with the most important thing, which is that Luka Doncic 3 over the Defensive Player of the Year. Let's just talk about this for 1 second. Let me ask you something. Would that happen if if Victor Wembanyama was guarding him? No, it wouldn't. It would not happen. The answer to that question is a very obvious and clear one, but I guess I'll keep that to myself. But anyways, Luka Doncic, it was his first and only bucket of the fourth quarter, and it was the clutchest bucket of the fourth quarter. I was listening to the broadcast this time, and they were saying something that was so interesting to me, which is like, they said Dallas should go for the win here. And what's interesting to me when he was saying that is he wasn't saying that they should try to win the game because that's obvious. He was saying, put the ball in Luka or Kyrie's hands and let them cook. Let them cook. And that's exactly what happened. Look, I understand the Wolves' scheme of switching, but it should not have been Rudy Gobert. It shouldn't have. And I know that they were trying to get to Jaden, but it just wasn't going to happen. Derek Lively did a phenomenal job clearing out of that space, pulling the rest of the defense back for that ISO. And oh my goodness, you want to talk about a career bucket. I promise you right now, look, I still think that it's T-Wolves. I said T-Wolves in 6. It might be Soda in 7. I don't know. But anyways, if Luka somehow pulls this off, I'm talking about tidies the bow on this present called the Larry O'Brien Trophy. This shot will be so phenomenal. Now, I do not want to discount the rest of the team. First of all, Derek Lively. Bravo, sir. Bravo. Fantastic game. Amazing game. You played phenomenal ball. The amount of times that it was so clear to me that both Kyrie and Luka trust you. I'm talking to you, Derek Lively, as if you're watching this video. Hello. But no, it was very clear that like everyone on that team was trusting Derek, especially when he got switched on to Anthony Edwards, when Ant was trying to work that footwork stuff and he had that terrible turnover. I mean, he just kept his body in front of him. He played amazing defense. So from defense to offense, amazing game from Derek Lively. But then, man, Kyrie Irving is so good. He's so good. He's so good at basketball. And I know that everyone here knows that. I'm not trying to just blow smoke, but oh my God, it is a pleasure. It is a joy to watch that man hoop. He missed, man, those free throws that he missed were crazy. It was literally the akin to Mike Conley 2 days ago, missing that second free throw when he had 3. He came down the court a few plays later and hit a crazy 3 to either tie it or bring it within 1 or something like that. Speaking of Mike Conley, one of the narratives that I found for myself that really keeps me engaged with what's going on is the kinship that is shown between Kyrie Irving and Mike Conley. Look, have you guys seen the memes on like Instagram and Twitter where it's this person is the Michael Jordan of blank? 2 comparisons. Daniel Gafford is the Michael Jordan of Xavier Tillman's. Kyrie Irving is the Michael Jordan of Mike Conley. That's what I'm putting here. There's a play in the third, I think, where Kyrie got a foul on Mike Conley. Mike's on the ground, and you know the whole thing where like if you get knocked on the ground, don't let anybody but your team pick you up. It kind of started in that 2018. It was 2017, 2018 when LeBron went to the Lakers the first time. He was talking to Kuz and it went viral on Instagram. It's been really prevalent since, but Kyrie picked him up. And it was just cool. They were just chatting to each other, back and forth, little banter. But yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see. I enjoyed that. It was a fun little piece. Now let's get to the other side of the game. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Oh boy. We just talked about Mike Conley. He was hooping. I think Mike's been one of the more consistent guys on this team, so I don't have too much to say about him, to be honest with you. He played great. I had to take that kind of blew up a little bit on TikTok, where I had a lot of people telling me that it was stupid for saying that Cat should be benched and that Rudy Gobert and Cat can't guard Jokic. And I have had the same take about Rudy Gobert, that he's not the defensive player of the year and he simply is the defensive player of a system. Cat got played to the bench by Hollywood Nas Reed. He had, let me check. He had 20 something points. And I think he shot like 87% from 3. Let's see right now. Naz Reid, 23 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, 8 for 13 from the field. He was 7 of 8 from 3 until the last 3 of the game that he attempted, which I thought was going to cash, to be honest with you, but it didn't. I think the last stat that I want to talk about is this one. 99% of the people who are watching my videos are not subscribed. Why? Just subscribe, hit the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I post. You don't even have to think about it. It'll just be in your feed. You'll be like, oh, another stats and stories video. One of the things that was said in the comments that kind of irks me is that people were telling me that I was only saying that Cat should be benched because he couldn't stay out of foul trouble. And like, for one, like, that's a legitimate issue. I mean, I don't know how you can expect someone to play good defense when you're picking up 4 or 5 fouls before like the fourth quarter. It doesn't make sense. He only had 2 fouls. He was just playing like garbage. He was just 4 for 16. He just wasn't playing great defense. And your backup center, Naz Reid, coming off the bench, like, guys, he's a starting center. I promise you, when the T-Wolves admit and accept that that is exactly who Cat is, and they say we can get a package for him right now and make a move where they get rid of Cat and put Naz in that starting lineup and go reassess, retool a little bit, let Anthony Edwards like really sink into the role that he's supposed to have, and we'll get to him in a second. But they need to move off of Cat. That's my take about the Timberwolves. I'm sorry. Like, I'm just not a fan. I'm not a fan. I like what he was. I like who he's supposed to be. I like the idea of Karl-Anthony Towns, but there's no way that you can keep him with Anthony Edwards. It's a waste of his time. It's a waste of his career. Maybe I'm being a little dramatic, but I've had this opinion for a while. I don't think it's going to be moving anytime soon. I'm pretty static on it. I don't know. Rudy Gobert, I already kind of told you a little bit about him. He's not the defensive player of the year. He proved that last series, and he proved it in this one for sure. And he kind of proved it throughout the entire year where, like, do you guys remember the compilations where we would see Victor Wembanyama? I'm not going on this rant. It doesn't matter. You know how I feel. Whatever. Then you had Jaden McDaniels, who played really, really good defense. I think that Jaden McDaniels should be getting a huge contract. I think that people are fully aware of who he is and where he ranks within like the defender ethos. I'm surprised he didn't get any nods for defensive player of the year. And I'm not saying that he should have won or been in like a top 5 rating, but he wasn't getting talked about, which is kind of confusing, even though he is like a top defender in the league. I would put him up there, not adjacent to Jonathan Isaac, but like Jonathan Isaac, Jaden McDaniels, pretty close. Around that. I don't know where to stack up Herb Jones. I think he's a little bit more situational than Jonathan Isaac. I think J.I. is just like straight up he could be the defensive player of the year. I traded him away in one of my fantasy leagues, and I kind of regret it because now I kind of have to win in this league. I don't have my first round pick for 2025, so there's no reason for me to tank. But I kind of wish I didn't, because I think he's going to get like 30 minutes a game next year, and if he does, bro, it's going to be crazy. We're going to be seeing like 5 block. I'm not talking about the Orlando Magic. I'm sorry. Jaden McDaniels shot like hot dog water. I'm talking about 1 for 6 from the field, I believe. Let me just double check before. 1 for 16%, 0 for 3 from the 3-point line. That sucks. That's a tough stitch. Now, here's the thing. The game was close. There were so many plays. We are now transitioning into the elephant of the room. Anthony Edwards. This is a tough watch. This is a tough watch for me and my fellow Ant fans. He did not play well this game. He didn't play well last game either. He looks beat. He looks exhausted, bro. I don't know him, so I don't know what he's feeling. I don't know what's going on in his head. But from the TV point of view, from me, the fan, the audience, he looks like toe up. He looks like he need to take a nap for real. I don't know. It looks like he needs to go take like an ice bath, get a massage or some acupuncture, maybe some yoga, some hot yoga, get stretched out, pause, and then come back a new man after his brunch, have a mimosa, relax, bro. He looks like tired. Yeah, I mean, his numbers, like, if you're just looking at the box score and not anything beyond just like the actual number, don't look terrible. 21, 5, and 7. That's 5 rebounds, 7 assists. He had 1 block, but he shot 5 for 17 from the field. That's 29%. 2 for 7 from 3. That's crazy. I will say this. He got to the line a lot, and that's why he was able to have so many points. He shot like garbage. However, he was able to get to the line because he was attacking the rim, which he was not doing in game 1. I still hate that he has 7 threes. Why are you shooting that many threes? Because you're tired, and that's it. That's okay. I get it. 100% understand. Like, you're good enough in general to be doing that. But The thing that's going to win games is Anthony Edwards getting 15 reps at the rim, getting to the line 6-7 times, and then putting up 2-3 balls. That's what's going to win them this game. He needs to be getting 35 to 40 points. Not this game, this series. That's what's going to win them this series. I don't know what to say. I think that everyone is fully aware of what the Timberwolves ceiling is. I think the Timberwolves could beat could beat the Celtics. They just can't do the thing that the Nuggets did, which is go down 0-2, come back, and then in game 7 flub it. They just can't do this, like, obviously, because then they won't make the finals. But I think everyone, we're going to move on a little bit from this. We're going to talk about the game as a whole. I think everyone kind of agrees that this series is a tough watch for a lot of fans, because, like, the thing is, Kyrie and Luka, I want them to win so bad. I want Luka to get a ring. I want Kyrie to get a ring. They look so happy playing. I love the Dallas Mavericks. I think that they're one of the better teams. I want for like the ethos and the legacy of Luka and how young he is. He's 25. Younger than Shea, by the way, which is a kind of weird thing to say, because I definitely view Shea as a younger player than Luka. I don't know. I think that story would be really, really awesome. I like Mark Cuban as like a character too in this sports soap opera that I'm creating in my head while I watch these games. But then on the other hand, it's like, oh man, I want the T-Wolves to win. I don't like Rudy Gobert. I don't like Karl-Anthony Towns, but man, I really, really love watching Anthony Edwards and Hollywood Naz Reid play basketball. It's so fun. Jaden McDaniels. I love Mike Conley. I love Slow-Mo. I mean, come on. The list is so long of the guys. This team is super deep too, by the way. I don't even know if that's like a talking point. I haven't heard that a lot, but it wouldn't surprise me. I don't know. I don't care. I care about whoever wins the series beating the Celtics. I think the Timberwolves have the best chance of doing that. I don't know. Luka. That's your answer, Luka. Well, anyways, y'all, thank you so much for watching. My name is Matthew Gray. This is Stats and Stories. And if you haven't already, hit the like button. It helps me out a ton. But I think that's it for me. So, peace.